What's up? What's the word?
Bucket Boys it is.
Bucket Boys it is.
So this guy named Robert something, we're gonna call him Robert. So Robert does this thing on TikTok when he go to different cities and claim he don't have no money. He be like, I can't leave here until I make X amount, like until he can make enough money to buy a flight home. So he came to Chicago. He's a musician, so he plays the guitar and he sings. So he came to Chicago and he does like day one, I'm in Chicago, $0. I can't leave until I make some money. So he tried to see how much it costs. Like, is there a cost or anything, like restrictions to be a street performer? Unfortunately, his first pick on day one was right in front of the museum where the Bucket Boys play. He saw them over there, so then he's like, okay, let me look up the laws. They said, first come, first serve. Y'all can do whatever y'all want. It's just whoever comes to the spot first gets it. He goes out there early in the morning, starts playing his little guitar and singing his songs, making his little dollars. And the Bucket Boys come out there when they usually come out there, and yeah, they packing guitars up there. You gotta get out of here. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing nothing up here. He calls the police on the Bucket Boys. So the Bucket Boys tell them, so the police tell the Bucket Boys they gotta leave. They leave. When they homies pull up, he said he pulled up in a black Cadillac, rolled down the window on some like, all right, bro, like this your last time, you gotta go. And he said that scared him, so he packed it up and left. And he's been picking smarter places, Wrigleyville.
He's still out. He still here.
So he ain't made no money is what you're saying.
He's still here. It's day 6, y'all. I've been keeping up with this man.
I feel like that's good marketing for him though.
It's great marketing for him. And then you see how much money he make on, like, he went outside the big Starbucks. So he been picking way smarter places. Like the big Starbucks, ain't nobody out there. He made like $200 there. He went outside of Wrigley Field. Huh?
He ain't got enough for a flight?
No, because he said because of Labor Day, the flights went up.
Got your ass.
The flights went up.
So he ain't been sleeping.
He also, and that's the thing, that's what's keeping him here, because Chicago expensive. So you make $200, you probably gotta spend like $70 for a hotel room. Then you gotta spend another $20 for you to eat.
Stoney this way. Stoney for the low.
Ain't nobody finna go on no Stony. He couldn't survive the Bucket Boys. He definitely ain't finna go on no Stony and get a hotel
his guitar, all that, the money, everything.
I know the spot you talking about across from Mickey's.
The spot on the motel no Stony.
He not going over that G. Like,
or the one across from own block, they cheaper.
No. Anyway, but yeah. So
hey, quick question. Would you go to an Airbnb at Parkway? You crazy.
Why is that again? Why is that a question?
Let somebody on Parkway put their Airbnb.
No.
What's going on that weekend? What's in the city? What's going on? It got to be.
If it's All-Star Weekend. And everything is sold out, and I don't got no homies here.
And somebody put an Airbnb.
And somebody say, BREE, I got you an interview with Beyonce, but you gotta come like tonight, and I will. This is the only place you could stay. I'll stay.
That's
Going by yourself?
Yeah, I'll go by myself.
Oh, man. You must really love Beyonce or something like
that's crazy. But no, dude, that's wild as hell. Like
August.
But yeah, so people were saying that they were wrong for like packing his stuff up, and like technically the rules are it's first come, first serve. So people in his comments were saying that the Bucket Boys was wrong, but Chicago people was saying like they wasn't wrong for like packing his stuff up. Like, you see that that's their territory. You could pick any other place in the city.
They wasn't wrong.
I don't think they wrong either.
They was wrong.
They was not wrong.
It was wrong.
And then, because number one, he ain't do no politicking to see who, like, I hate to say it like this, but whose corner this is.
He saw it.
You about to prove my point with everything you said.
Not only that, but anybody knows who the Bucket Boys are.
Mm-hmm.
The only people that don't know it are the people that's unfamiliar with the city.
Mm-hmm.
So, first of all, how you even find out about this area where you can perform at? You had to have known it. It ain't just like, oh, I picked this spot out of nowhere. You had to have either seen somebody performing at this spot, or you have heard that somebody was performing at this spot, and it's a good spot to perform and get money at.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, if you've seen people performing and getting attention, it's the Bucket Boys. So for you to disregard, like, I don't even know what to call it for real, but
I feel like if you were gonna look up what times or if there were any specific rules, you should have did a little bit more research.
So there's not gonna be no research that you can find that what person is outside playing music at this certain time of the day. That's not gonna be on the city manifesto log somewhere right there. So let's start there. Also, let's go back to what Chris just said. This corner, this block, that's the same mentality that we got when we be like, yo, this our hood and this our block, but we don't own that shit. The Bucket Boys don't own that shit. Regulation says that you have to be here before, I think it said before 6 or 7 or 8, some certain time, first come, first serve. The Bucket Boys do not own it. Granted, that's been a spot, that's been a spot for years. But if I get here first, by law, I should be able to play here, right? So I don't think the Bucket Boys. I think the Bucket Boys was wrong for how they handled that situation, right? That's just somebody just beat y'all at y'all own game of law. That's just what we get. Once at some point in time, and it's just me playing devil's advocate. We got to start teaching our young people the law, the rules and regulations, not the way we want it to be, the way we can, the ones that's actually set in stone. This is America is made off law. You can do anything you want to do if you do it within the law.
So why did he move?
He moved because he moved by force.
He got threatened.
He threatened.
He called the police. The police told them to leave, and then he got threatened by one of their homies. So then he really
if the law is on his side, and I'm not preaching violence. I'm not preaching like we can't coexist with one another. If the law is on his side, he shouldn't have moved. It don't matter how many people come threaten you. How many people said whatever they said?
This is also Chicago. And you could tell that boy was scared.
You and I are speaking the same language. We thinking the same thing. But if he felt that brazen to come into unfamiliar territory,
when you already
you keep all saying territory. We talking about downtown Chicago.
He said unfamiliar territory, like you just going to a new place.
He's going
to a new place. Exactly.
To put on a publicity stunt.
You put on your publicity stunt, but by law, I'm protected to do this. Now, your reaction ain't do nothing but just clouded me up and then got me more money for what I'm going to do for one. So he just won in that situation. But if we're talking about the Bucket Boys tweet, my thing is the same thing when you run on that Cameron rant, right? When you have a platform, when you see somebody going like how they doing, our young men got to understand, like, yo, your reaction sometimes could be handled different and could have been applauded if they would have been like, all right, so that's the law. Cool, you got it today. You got it today. That was clear as everybody is seeing, like, yo, these is. Then I got threatened by a black dude pulling up in a truck in Chicago. Like that's feeding a narrative. So I definitely feel like the Bucket Boys handled that wrong.
The video I saw, or the clip I saw, I didn't see any of that dialogue.
I'm just going out what she said. I told y'all at the beginning of this show I didn't do no research. So we just
no. So
yeah.
the video
they didn't like beat his ass or nothing. They was just like packing up his stuff. Like, you have to move. Like, this is where we been.
So
like,
how do we? But because I don't know if it's multiple videos, but the one I saw, we don't see that dialogue. The one I saw is straight to them throwing his stuff in the street. So how do we know that conversation wasn't being had? Like, hey, bro, this is our usual spot. This and that. Like,
he probably was like, well, I'm not going nowhere. That's probably why he caught the police, though.
Yeah, he ain't moving. By law, my bad, Bree, cut you off.
No, you good. I was just gonna say that's typical of, their kind to just call the police.
It's the law. Y'all want him on time. He did what he did. Even the TikTok that I did see when they put it in the group chat, I did see him put the law in the TikTok. He put
what time he could be out there. He did.
Yeah, he put the law.
If I was the Bucket Boys, I would just post it up right next to him and stole the money out his little tie later.
He moved. That's the bottom line. Like, if I know it's not fair. It don't sound like it's
not fair, but
it's not.
If we all was gonna follow, if we were all gonna follow by the letter of the law, by the rule of the law, he shouldn't have moved. Like, if you feel that empowered by what's on this sign and what you researched, we wouldn't be talking about you at Wrigleyville or nowhere else. Like, we'd be talking about you being in front of the
But I do like what
you cannot be a black man from the urban America and believe what you just said.
We're not talking about a black man though.
You can't be a person, because you think about it. That's not even a black thing. A no snitching rule is a thing in the streets, no matter what culture you from. So by the lay of the law, if you see something, you're supposed to tell, right? But fear for your life and what's gonna happen to you and your family, you don't snitch, right?
That's what we're not talking about.
That's the same thing. Like the fear for by the law, I can be here, but by fear, I moved.
That's what I'm getting to. I'm trying to get to what's the motivation that he ultimately moved.
It was fear. It's
he said it. He said Chicago is he said, I don't know if he said a crazy place, but he said something that alluded to you knowing that he was scared. That's why he left.
So my follow-up question to that is, since that's now the response that we got, there's no way on the planet you didn't know that before you got out here?
My thing
like,
is,
regardless of if it's right or wrong, like, you just asked her the hypothetical, would she go stay in the O for an interview? A rational thinking person right? Knowing what you know about where you come from and where you was raised at, probably not. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just don't seem like it's gonna be the best route to take. So him coming in town thinking that I just did a thimble full of research saying I'm gonna go out here and do what I want to do in this territory that I've never been to. I don't really know how this goes on a regular basis. How did you think it was gonna go? And then you get mad when they go, yo, this is where we perform at. This is where we usually do our business. We understand this is the sign and this is the law and this and that, but we over here all the time. You coming out of nowhere, you don't know who we are. You don't know this is where we perform at. Like, how do you not know that?
Because it's really just
I
like
get
we
that
talking
point.
about what's legally right and integrity at the end of the day.
sure.
Because even when I was watching Dilla's recap on it, like he made a comment of I don't condone violence, but why don't we just collaborate if we're gonna do things like that instead of like, you know, go against each other. Like, even if he, because you saw that the people was there. He clearly saw that the Bucket Boys was there. That's why he wanted to go to
That's
that
my
particular spot. You could have went on any other block in Chicago.
If you nice like that, if you Carlos Santana or one of these dudes that play the guitar like that, I get it. You're going to be able to get money on any of these corners.
Yeah.
You went to this spot because
agree
you
with
know it's
y'all.
lucrative in this spot.
I agree with y'all. I'm 100%
So
on
why
y'all
not
side.
walk up to them when you see them and you see them banging the buckets
And
like,
break
yo,
bread.
I'm trying to come up
Because
here
I
tomorrow, or
make-
do y'all even have a better space for me to go to?
Playing devil advocate and playing another perspective. I ain't a content creator. It's COE over everything. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So he got it. He got his money worth for
Yeah,
sure.
this is what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna push this situation to get the best content to the stream. Good content probably wouldn't win as viral if I would have been like, yeah, you know what, we can share the spot and do it together. You know what I'm saying? But
I feel like that would have got some plays. They don't. We can't say whether that would have been more viral.
We can't say, but we do know one thing when we talk about this: violence and negativity travels farther. It hits the for some reason that's gonna hit the algorithm farther. It's gonna make people want to engage more. The fact that it got to Dilla desk and Dilla did a whole review of it, that made it was a big thing because he, you know what I'm saying, he's one of the people that defend Chicago. So yeah, that's all that was. Like dude knew what he was doing. Like he got the best content out of that shit, and he could. He pushed that shit to the max till it got to the point where he felt like his life was gonna be on. That's the same thing when them dudes be on them escalators, touching them
Playing
people
games,
with them
yeah.
girls.
Gonna
doing
get people
But
doing that
show.
same.
But that's why I say, bro, like we can't say he's playing stupid in one instance.
I ain't saying he playing stupid.
No, I'm not saying that you are saying he's playing stupid. He knew what he was doing before he put the video up about, hey y'all, I'm homeless for 3 days in Chicago and I'm gonna pick this random spot. It's not random. Like you knew not saying that he knew that he was gonna incite that type of reaction from them, but I would bet that he knew that was their spot before he got there.
Yeah, I feel like
And
if
that
you,
there was gonna be some type of resistance from him being there to begin with.
Yeah.
That's why he pointed out, like, this is the law before we get to the video of him trying to enforce the law. We see the video of them having an issue with him. We don't see no video of having a conversation because it ain't like they just.
oh, so you saying that he pretty much planned out the entire thing? Like he knew it was gonna go that way.
Of course. How
He
could
probably
you
didn't
not?
think it was gonna go as deep as a nigga pulling up on him in a black truck.
But he knew it was gonna be some type of smoke that he could get some type of coverage on and turn it. We ain't heard nothing about him playing no music nowhere.
Which I don't like that because that's the only reason why I don't like that is because this is these boys' livelihood. And if you did do your research prior to you getting there, then you know that these are these boys' livelihood. And you just come to him messing with them just to mess with them. That's what I don't agree with. And now as you put it in that perspective, it seems like that's how that happened.
I would venture to say that that's what happened.
Yeah.
I mean, content, the COE is content on everything.
Yeah, because he is definitely
And we
great
sitting
content.
here talking
He risked his
about
life
it.
And,
for
So
it.
it
we're
works.
sitting there, we just wasted our last 10, 15 minutes of our broadcast talking about it.
I just want to know what camera he used because his little camera was real clear.
For him to say he homeless with no money, he sure
That
had
nigga
a lot
ain't
of.
homeless and ain't
He
got
sure
money.
had the crispy clear vision on the camera.
He was eating good Chinese food out like the porcelain
He said he going on
plates.
tour too. So
That's porcelain. I ain't never been there before.
I said out the porcelain plates, Cody.
At the porcelain plates. Oh, okay. Hey, look, I'm still trenched. I don't care how I'm getting. I still use paper plates.
Hey. What's up? What's